Yeah. We should celebrate the parents who gave us
life. I find it. I had one of my children and some other people I've known. They have this. It's my birthday. Millions of people were born today.
So you're giving interviews.
And you know who else was born today?
Sorry?
The guy in Oasis, Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
He was born today.
Oh.
And the black girl in Spice Girls.
Yeah.
She was born today.
Ah. Your kids?
What great company.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are in Bochum. You call it Bochum too?
I do now. Bochum.
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 And we have a famous guy here on Street Clip TV today. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Francis Rossi. Unfortunate name. My mother wanted a girl, but there we are.
Okay. It's his birthday today, and we thought we first give you a present. I hope you like it.
Thank you. Well, I'm sure so. I don't drink personally, but I'm sure. Let me see. Oh, I see. Yes, that'll go down great. Thank you very much.
Okay, you give interviews on your birthday. You are on tour while it's your birthday. Is it a problem for you?
No, I just said to you, I never celebrate a birthday. I don't understand the whole thing about birthdays and people getting upset about their birthdays or excited about their birthdays. It's just the day I happen to be born. Yeah. And there are millions of other people born today too. So we all have this thing, it's my birthday. It's just, yesterday was the day before my birthday. And tomorrow is the day after. I don't understand this shit, sorry.
But your bandmates will plan something for tonight.
No, they did something last night to me. They know I don't like it, so they came upstairs and started singing at me. Okay. And they brought one candle. The PA lady brought us one candle. So I told them all to go away.
Okay, you're on tour. What is the tour about so far? You like it?
We only started. We started one day last week somewhere in Scotland, and tonight is the start of the tour proper. Really, so it's early yet, and we haven't really played since December the 21st, and now we work until roughly Christmas. So it starts now, and whilst it's hard to start because each year it gets a bit harder to do it for some reason. I mean, physically getting old, and just each time coming at it, try again, and then when you get into it, it's quite good. I like routines. I quite like to be played in, so that isn't a worry. And then, but I've been doing it so long it seems. I don't know anything else, so I sometimes think I'd like to try something else, but I don't know if I'm frightened because this is safe, kind of.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're on tour for many years now, I think. Over 40 years.
Yes, it's okay, I won't hurt you. Yes, I did my first gig in October 1962, and the band had its first record contract in 1966, and its first hit in 1968.
So you are kind of married to Rick Parfitt, I think.
Yeah, we've been together a long time, yes.
Yeah. And you're
still... the sex is not as good as it used to be, It's not, honestly. I got the ladies' attention, so. Okay. Yeah, see, now you know what it's like.
The Status Quo are 4 bands for me. The 60s band doing the psychedelia, the boogie hard rock band in the 70s, the pop band, let me say this, pop band in the mid-80s to the 90s, and now, again, the hard rock boogie band in the, what shall we tell it, 2000s.
In the new century.
New century. Yes. Would you agree with me?
Yes, I would. It's a fair judgment. I mean, when we first started, we would try and do, mainly when we were very, very young, we did covers, but the covers had to be old covers. Yeah. And then obviously you start writing material, you want to do that, but playing material that people don't know, and then you're trying to get a following. And I wrote Matchstick Men, and Matchstick Men was considered psychedelic or drug-induced. And we were, at the time, we were a rock and roll band, we had a soul set from the charts, and we had a psychedelic single. It was a kind of a mess. And you're always aware that in the press and stuff that we supposedly do the same thing over and over again. And so there are times when we change, although most people would say status quo haven't changed. You just told me they changed 4 times at least. And I think that's right. We haven't gone too far away from the basic parameters. But there are slight changes. And I see, it's me. I am... I like pop, country, blues and rock. And to me that is... I like opera, I like something classical, but the country, rock and blues do not... Blues people don't like country people. Country people don't like blues people. So, and yet the music is very, very similar. They're usually love stories of a site. They're very similar chord sequences, you know, and 3 minutes succinct, and it's commercial. And I like commercial. I like pop. I can't help it. I would it'd be nice for credibility not to like pop, but I'd be lying to myself. I love pop. I love lots of music, lots of styles of music.
So you must also like John Fogerty?
Yeah, some of his stuff. I liked. He's a very commercial writer.
Yeah.
I find that it's very strange that rocking all over the world is considered, you know, this rock and roll anthem, and yet the words are so giddy up, get away. I mean, la 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 la. I don't understand. Yeah. But luckily, it's a very successful song.
Okay, my very first record I ever owned was the live LP back in the 70s. To me, it still is one of the most energetic and heaviest record of all the time. Did you know that you influenced heavy metal bands that came back in the 80s?
I think I suspected as much, but I never like to think that we've had such an influence on everybody. And I think everybody influences everybody in some way. The idea that we influence anybody slightly at all, I think, is great, but I never get carried away thinking it's all about us. It's very dangerous in this business because it can be so me, I, me, ego, and I just can't go there. I think, yeah, we've been very, very lucky. I've been lucky to be successful. I've been lucky to still be successful. So I never get carried away thinking I'm that wonderful because there are many better people around than me, better players, better singers. We're just very lucky, and we do what we do.
There's just one Francis Rossi.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay, your last 2 records sound very natural, very energetic, like, I think...
Sorry, when you talked about the live album...
Yeah.
When we did the live album, we took 3 live shows from Glasgow. Yeah. And when the band played it, we hadn't had enough rehearsals. So the first night we thought was... The third night we thought was very good. Yeah. And Rick and I, we listened to all 3 nights, one after the other. And although we wanted to use the third one because we felt it was better, it was the first one with all the mistakes. And at the time, you were supposed to go in and overdub. You sing it again, overdub it, and we thought we were being really good not to do that. And I think the album's one of the biggest messes we've done, but... My lunch, excuse me. As you said, there's something about it that appeals, and I think purely because it is whatever was taped on that night, nothing's done to it, it's just that. Whereas normally a musician, you want to tidy it up, and we didn't do that. Sorry, wherever you were.
No overdubs?
No, which was crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So how did you record today? Because your recent CDs sound very natural too. Do you record the basics live and then do just some overdubs, or...?
In the studio? Yeah, basically the track's done live, and you do whatever you try to keep things to a minimum, but there's a point where this is live. They are so far mutually exclusive, although they meet in the middle because this is driving this. But whilst sometimes we're making a record, it's so great to try. Let's try and put that there, and it's really exciting to do that. But certain tracks, again, it's just the take. Yeah. There's something about the take, and again, that's why 60s music, 70s music, and those kind of bands, they're so used to. We had to do it. There wasn't. We'll drop it in. We couldn't even drop in. Do you know what I mean? By dropping into, you couldn't drop in the old days. You just couldn't drop in, and so everything had to be played, and that in itself was quite good. I've met people that are probably in their late 30s and maybe late 30s that have never actually made a record where everybody plays together. Now you couldn't get through the 60s and not make a record to play together. It's the only way. But I'm not one. I do believe that there's some really good records being made, whether everyone plays together, whatever it is. Really, not necessarily from a musician's point of view, but from a business point of view, it makes this, whatever it goes to take to make the product, that's to make the good record, that's what makes the good record.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether you have to overdub it, try to. Now, some people can't sing, some people can't play properly, but the record is. So, from a business point of view, that's very good. But from an artistic point of view, and this is the trouble with music, we're in it's an art, if you wish, but it's in business. As soon as it becomes in business, forget the art, because the business drives it. The money man drives it. The machine has always driven it, which has always been a problem for musicians. It's always doing this for musicians. They don't like the angle of the commercial thing and the money, but we can't survive without it, and so on. And there's been a lot lately about what do we think about free music. I think that's a fantastic idea, as long as I have free school fees, free bus, free food. You know, I don't understand why people think that the arts, in other words, should be given away, but everything else is work. I'm talking too much. I'm good at this.
That's cool. Yeah. Today is your birthday show. We will be there too. I think we will now have a look at your recent video clip, which you did on a...
on the eye.
Yeah, yeah. Was it fun to record it?
Yeah, and very much aware these days that to do a video, we want to keep them down as little as cost as possible, because A, they don't get used as much as they would have done, and we don't necessarily slot into MTV stuff, and so we do anything that makes it's fun. Yeah. It looks fun, you know, and was quick. 3 times we went round. That's it.
That's a short song.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Yeah, I would say we watch now this video clip. Thanks for this interview. I am sure that it will be a great show tonight.
I hope so.
And I wish you, even you don't celebrate it, all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. Could you do a station ID for us?
Yeah. Hello, this is the station. I'm ID. And what's the station?
It's Street Clip TV.
Street Clip TV.
Street Clip TV.
Hi, this is Francis Rossi of Status Quo, and you're watching Street Clip TV with him.